Fine. Is everything is good? Wait.
Oh, this is gonna be live stream, right?
Yes. Okay. Everything is good. Hi, we are today with Luna from Vietnam, comrade, and my first question to you is, I want to say that I am from Poland, and yesterday we have 400 people died for the coronavirus, and in the last week we have 1,500 people who died for coronavirus in last 1 week. So I want to ask you, how many people died in coronavirus in yesterday and in the last week?
Yeah, okay. First, hi everybody. I'm Luna. I'm Vietnamese, and I have my YouTube channel named Luna Ơi. And I talk a lot about Vietnam, about traveling and food, and also like politics stuff and political stuff. And then also, of course, I talk about the pandemic right now. And to answer your questions about coronavirus, the total cases of Vietnam right now is about 1,800. That's the total case since like last year, since the pandemic started. And then now for active cases, we have about 300 or 400 active cases only. And we have about 35 deaths, and it all happened in last September. We haven't got any new deaths until now.
Yes. It is, for me, it is amazing how it is, how you see that the socialist Vietnam beat all the capitalist country in Europe and also in the USA. And so I want to congratulate you, you and all your comrades, because it's very, very, all the time they speak all this anti-communist propaganda. They said that the country where is socialism, there it is hell for the people. But now we see that my country, Poland, and I am living in France, and on France we have situation worse than in Poland. So all the capitalist country in Europe and also USA, we have a lot of people who are ill, a lot of people who died, and we have all these restrictions that places are closed, the people have to wear masks. And socialist Vietnam is the better place in the world now, because you are...
Exactly. It's like, I don't know though. Actually, like Vietnamese people have been like shocked. But it's so shocking, like hearing, like knowing that you people like even like protest against masks, and we don't even understand it. It's like, it's so normal, it's so obvious for us to sacrifice a little bit of our comfort to save other humans' life. And it's not even hard, and just listen to the doctors. And actually, since the pandemic started, Vietnam immediately like let our best doctors be the leader of the pandemic. So they will tell our prime minister what to do, and then the prime minister will follow their orders, and then tell the whole like country about like how to prevent this. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's supposed to be a common sense, right? It's supposed to be like, there's a pandemic, there's a deadly pandemic, and like everybody should like protect other people, should wear masks, should like trust the doctors and follow the instruction, because like it's for the public common good, for like the health of the whole nation. Still now I'm so sad, I'm so sorry to know that like just last week, like you have about 1,500 deaths from COVID-19. Oh my gosh, it's so fucked up.
Yes, the life in capitalism is fucked up. It is only one case, but I watched your video about the Vietnamese police, and I want to ask you one question. Did you heard about the strikes of women which are now in Poland?
Oh, I never heard of that. What happened?
So, first question: what is the law for the abortion in Vietnam?
Oh, you mean like abortion for women, right? Abortion in Vietnam is still legal, and like Vietnam's kind of the abortion rate in Vietnam is coming higher and higher actually. But like generally speaking, like me and many other friends too, like we believe that the decision to have abortion must be on the woman who like pregnant and her family who has to help her. It's not like a random, like somebody somewhere, a random dude telling like the woman what to do to carry her own pregnant. That's like mainly our belief in Vietnam. So actually that's not really a pro or anti-abortion in Vietnam. Kind of a little bit like very like free about that. And actually, like even like the Buddhists in Vietnam or the Christians in Vietnam, they are kind of pretty like very like allow everybody to have their own decision. Yeah, something like that.
So when Poland was the country socialist before 1989, we have also the abortion, which is the decision of the woman. And but after this, we had the capitalist counter-revolution, and the Catholic Church banned this abortion. But so it is banned for the 30 years. But wow. they raised 3 cases that it is possible. So first case when it is rape, other case with which it is danger for the woman, and third case when they make you they find your fetus that it is that he's not healthy, and this third, it is the 98% of the abortion. The 98% legal abortion in Poland in these 30 years was that because fetus was ill, and now and now they banned this. They banned this, so abortion in Poland is totally illegal. And we had so the women had to they know, the women know that they are the child will be ill, the child can be born without.
Oh my gosh, how could it possible? How can they let women bear that burden? Holy shit!
It is Catholic Church who decide in Poland.
Oh my
Poland.
I'm so mad right now. You know, I'm so fucking mad right now because like having the children is like a lifelong mission. It's not like having a children and you're done with it. You have to raise the kids and be responsible with the life of the kids for at least 18 years of their life. And I'm like, who the fuck are you to decide that they should carry their own children or not? Jesus. I'm so mad. This is like the Vietnamese government, Vietnamese government never let any kind of religion to control the Communist Party. That's impossible. So like we allow freedom of religions. Yes, there is freedom of religion in Vietnam. So that's why we have Christianity, we have Buddhism, we have Muslim, Hinduism, we have stuff like that. But our National Assembly will never allow like any laws that are based on a kind of religion. That's impossible. And then like our Communist Party even announced that they are non-religious party. And like about abortion, they of course, they doesn't encourage people to abort. That's dangerous for women's health. But they also doesn't say that you can't do it. It's just like your own decision, and you have to think about it carefully. And the mission of the doctor is like to explain to the woman like how it is gonna affect your body in the future, and then they will decide, the family will decide. That's like it's not even controversial in Vietnam. It's the decision of the woman and her family. That's it.
Yes, and I will continue that it is banned from 22 of the October, and after this we had big demonstrations of the Polish women. Especially Polish women, but also men who support this. But many Polish women in all the Poland, in all cities, we had demonstrations. And I ask you about the police in Vietnam, because in Poland we had situation that these demonstrations was beating by the police. They used also the anti-terrorist forces, which are used for the beating the young woman, 17 years old, 18 years old. Anti-terrorist police, they were there with metal sticks to beat the Polish woman, and also make a pepper spray for the eyes of this Polish woman. So what in Poland we have propaganda that Vietnam, it is dictator country where every police is beating the people. Did you ever in Vietnam had a situation that anti-terrorist police use the violence to beat the 17 years woman in Vietnam?
I never saw that in my life. Maybe the very worst, the worst protest in Vietnam that have maybe happened about like 6 or 7 years ago. It came from like scandal from like a Taiwanese steel like huge factory. Then in the like center of Vietnam, and then they claim that like they got sea pollution or something like that, and a lot of people in that area like protest against that big company. And then like the police also came, and then like there was some like people try to had like active violence against the police first. So the police arrested like few people because of that. But generally speaking, holy shit, like I never saw that in my life, like police beating people up on the street like that, especially in the protests. Because then, like we have a lot of worker strikes in Vietnam, nearly like one strike every day in somewhere in Vietnam. And the police, they are just like stand up there and just watch everything. We just only care if like somebody started like to be violent first. That's it. And like, if you protest peacefully, there's absolutely no chance for you to be beaten up by the police first. So that's the thing in Vietnam. It's like, actually Vietnam, the police in Vietnam are not that scary. We are really not that scared of the police. I myself came to the police sometimes, like several times, to ask for help, actually, because I was not scared of the police. It's not the case at all.
And I am living in France. Did you heard about the Yellow Vest movements?
Yeah, we report about that in our national TV channel.
So they speak all the time that European it is the region with the democracy, liberté de parole, and all stuff like this. But to my countries, Poland and France, all the time they use the violence to beat the people. In France, 2 years we have all the time demonstrations all weekend. Firstly we had Yellow Vest, and now we have the demonstrations because they want to make a new law to that now you can't make a photo for the police. If you have the photo and for police and you publish it, you have to pay 40,000 euros and you can go to prison, because they said that you are it is all the time when for example, we had a situation here that police are beaten one man who was black. They beaten him because he don't have a mask. Yeah. And it was filmed, and it is why after this he was it was scandal in all France. Now when police beat somebody and you film this, like the situation with the George Floyd, it was scandal because somebody filmed this. Now if you film the police who beat somebody, who kill somebody, it's you the criminal, and you have to pay the
gosh. So like so instead of dealing with the violence problem in the police system, now they punish the like normal people who like try to speak out against it. Holy shit! It sounds like a fascist state.
Oh. Yes, it's France. It's France in the time of Macron.
Oh my gosh, that's never happened in Vietnam. I could not even imagine. It's so creepy. This never happened in Vietnam. Okay.
Okay, what do you think about the leftists from the imperialist countries, all these Trotskys and other from the United States and the European Union, who all the time they said that Vietnam it is dictature.
See, I just want to laugh about it. Just one small story before this. Was like there's a comrade in the USA told me there's true story about like few years ago they met a Trotskyist, and that Trotskyist told that person that Vietnam is the betrayer of communism. We banned an international song. That's the evidence. Like we betray communism because we banned the international song. And well, and the fact is, if you watch my, I'm about to show that in my this week video, but like our whole Communist Party National Congress sang the international songs before we start any big meeting every few years. Okay, is it like such lies? Like they made up such lies like that to show that Vietnam betrayed communism, and because like for fuck's sake, Vietnam is dictator. It's so ridiculous. Yes, and the only one argument that they can use against for that is that like Vietnam has we have only one party rule the whole country, right? That's dictatorship, and that's fucking so bullshit because well, yes, we have only one party, but it's fucking the Communist Party, and it's the party for the working class. It's our party, and that's it can be called like the dictatorship of the proletariat. Okay, and then like we had like hundreds of thousands of us had to die to have our own party in 1945 when we won against the fascist Japan, and we got our own party. It's totally different than like you call it to be like multi-party system, but your choices are fascism or neoliberalism. It's so fucking bad. A lot of Vietnamese right now openly say that we rather live in the society under the Communist Party like Vietnam than the fake democratic like system as in the US or UK or France right now. Because like at least we have only one, but that's our party. And we truly care about our people's lives. Just look at the pandemic. Okay, this this dictatorship like country actually saved millions of people's life. And totally we only have 1,800 cases over a year. And we only have 35 deaths. And we are not scared of quarantine because we have free food, free shelter, free testing, free treatment. Don't have to do anything. It's all free. So that's it. If that means dictatorship, okay, Vietnamese people are happy with that. Like, just live in your like fake democratic whole multi-party system where you like to fight between like voting for a fascist or neoliberal. My gosh, we don't want to live in that system. So that's what I want to say about like the fucking dictatorship in Vietnam. So I'm so tired, you know.
Yes, yes. Now I want to ask you about Comrade Emmerich.
Oh.
He was anarchist when he because I know his channel, I know your channel. I watched you the long time ago. And when he was living in the imperialist countries, when he was living in USA, he was the capitalist, and because he was capitalist in the imperialist countries, his position politics was anarchist, like stuff like this. But when he moved to Vietnam, when he see all the situation that the socialist Vietnam is better than the imperialist countries in the epidemic, I saw his video when he starting that say that he's not that he didn't say that he's communist, but he said that he's not anarchist, that he supported this. So for me,
he's like ANCOM. He's like anarcho-communist.
Yes, but he said also that other anarchist communists from the imperialist countries said him that he is not a real anarchist. He betrayed anarchists, and he said yes, but for me it is the best example that this word of Marx, that who you are, it's depend. How it is in English?
The situation that you
wait. It's your conscience. Your conscience is depend who you are. How we say it in English? It's not conscience who made who you are, but who you are, it makes your conscience.
The conscious.
Yes, your ideas.
The ideas, okay, I see.
It's very, very famous.
That's very funny because as you said, like when he lived in the USA, he was a capitalist for 10 years, and he like opened about like 4 businesses, and then he came to South Korea first, and then that was when he became like kind of liberal or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but then he came to Vietnam, and especially like it moved, seeing what actually the life here, you know, is way better than the US, and it moved him a little bit to the left. And then especially when the pandemic started, and then it should like open his eyes about what's going on over here. And it's not just EJ. I call him EJ actually. It's not EJ. It opened a lot of eyes of many other people too. A lot of even Vietnamese, they are like, holy shit. We have liberals here in Vietnam, and they've been believing in the CIA capitalist propagandas about like the American dreams, you know, America is so rich, Europe so rich, we have to like escape Vietnam and go there and start our life. Vietnam is a hellhole if we were so poor. But when the pandemic started, a lot of people were like, holy shit, actually Vietnam is really awesome. And we need to stay in our country instead of like look at the outside world, look at the capitalist world, it's so bad right now. And like, yes, a lot of people claim him to be like, you know, fake anarchist for like saying good thing about the Vietnam state of Vietnam. We have to deal with that. It's really interesting because like, you know, like we kind of into the left unity about like communists or like anarchists or Marxist-Leninists should like at least like so tactical unity work together to fight against capitalism first in this like. This is like more a priority right now to fight capitalism. And then about like I am also a materialist dialectic. So like I am like dialectical materialist. I'm sorry. So like I believe that the material conditions in a society that you have want to have revolution will design the path. Okay, so like now Vietnam, we already chose Marxism. We chose to be communist. But like if like maybe in France or in like Poland or in like the USA, if you think that the anarchist way is more suitable for you over there, I'm okay with that. It's your own society, it's your own country, and you decide it. And what I want people to do is to respect people's choices. And then like maybe if you want to help criticize them in good faith and warn them, and you based on your own experience or something like that and your own knowledge. But like yeah, it's not that kind of controversial about like here's the thing, like who am I, a Vietnamese like Marxist Leninist communist living in Vietnam, to tell like comrades in the USA what to do? I would just like tell you what I know, and then they will decide their way. That's my belief. Yeah.
I can say you something about the anarchist in Poland, because in our constitution and in our criminal code, it's written that the communist propaganda is banned. If you are using the symbol of the martel and sickle, you can go to the prison. So,
oh my gosh.
So we have all the time in the school, in the media, anti-communist propaganda. They said that the communists want to kill 100 million people and all stuff like this. And so communist is banned. So young people who in school and in media listen this anti-communist propaganda, but they don't like capitalism. They starting to be anarchists, because anarchist is legal. Anarchist is legal, and communist is not legal. So many people starting the anti-capitalist activities in anarchists, but after this, when they saw that anarchists didn't build any society without capitalism in all this history, they started to read the books, listen channel like you, and learning about the Marxism.
Yeah, so like it's really fucked up, but it's understandable. So like EJ also told me that, like I asked him like, why did you become an anarchist? Because he said like, because like capitalism bad. Okay, he learned that. And then he also like he's been like indoctrinated by anti-communist propaganda his whole childhood. That's why he also like at that time he also like he has like a bad feeling about like communism, and then he encountered anarchism and said like, holy shit, this is so actually good. And then I was the one who taught him about like, actually anarchism and communism are not that different, because we share the same goal. We share the same like the stateless and classless society. Okay, there will be like freedom and no hierarchy for everybody. The only different thing is about we disagree about the way to have our revolution. So like communists like me, we believe in avant-garde party, but like like we need to choose a leader to lead all the workers to have we're very quick and fast revolution. But anarchists, I believe that there should be like no leaders, and they should believe about education or something like that. And here's the thing. I believe that, okay, again, as I just said, the society that you want to have a revolution will choose the anarchist way or the communist way. That's it. And I understand that a lot of anarchists became anarchists and still believes in the indoctrination of anti-communists that they've been encountering their whole life. That's really sucks. And that's why like I kind of want to I started my channel to tell people about what actually communism is and show them the real life example of communism in Vietnam, about the mistakes and the success that we made, the achievement that we made, learn from that. And like, I want you to look at Vietnam as who we are. We are not evil country. We are not a communist hellhole. We're just like a normal nation that fought against capitalism and imperialism for centuries, including France. And now we are building our own country. And just look at us as we are. And do not believe in the propaganda against us. And also do not worship us, because we have a lot of problems.
So 15 years ago, Che Guevara said that in the time of the Vietnam War with the US imperialism, he said that we need the 1, 2, 3 Vietnams in all the world. And now I see that in the time of the epidemic COVID-19, also we have to make example of the Vietnam. And I want to have a society in Poland who is with the health system like in Vietnam. So it can protect our people. But I don't agree with you when you say that the communists and anarchists have that we have we fight for the things. One things. I think that the problem with anarchists is that they fight with the bourgeoisie because they want to organize the workers' co-ops in the enterprise, but they don't want to liquidate the market. Market is the competition on between one company and other company, and when in capitalism we have two problems. One problem it is the dictature of the bourgeoisie in the workers' place, but other problems it is the speculation and the competition. When the epidemic started in Poland, the prices of the mask, the prices of other things are jump like this. Is very in one time it's beginning very costly. One day it is €1, and 1 week after it is €20. So the problem is the capitalist system market, which we have to build socialism. We have to destroy markets. That the prices are not they are not speculation. And anarchists, which I know, they don't understand this, because they say that if you to destroy the market mechanism, you need the state.
Yeah, exactly. You and me on the same page here, But
I know it is why I want to speak with you, because I defend the socialist countries like Vietnam, and I never been in Vietnam. I never been in other countries like this, but I studied your history, your examples. And do you know some Marxists from Poland?
Oh, I don't. I just know that actually in the 50s and the 60s, Poland also, like a lot of communists from Poland also help us a lot in the Vietnam War. Yes, I did learn that. We still we still keep track and keep the list and all the pictures of like all the communists from the whole world. How did they help us? And then we put them all in a museum, in a big museum in Ho Chi Minh. So like we still all like so thankful for what you did for us, and we still remember them all. We never forget. And every year there'll be an article about that. We list all the name of the countries that help us and how did they do it, and then all the pictures, and put it in the museum. We'll forever remember that.
So I heard that many people from the Eastern Europe, especially from Poland, who went to Vietnam, they need to change their names, because we had a very complicated situation with the USA. Poland didn't want to have a war with USA, and sending Polish soldiers in the war in Vietnam, it could be by the USA to make war with Poland.
Yeah.
So Polish people went there, but in secret. They trained the Vietnamese soldiers. There are many pilot of the planes, warplanes, and stuff like this.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I forgot there's a police comrade who came to Vietnam. Because, like, in Hoi An is a very beautiful city in the center of Vietnam, and we call him Kazik.
Kazik.
Yeah, he's a police. Like, he came to that city and then tried to preserve all the old buildings at that time. And actually, like, he came to Vietnam in the 80s and in the 90s. At that time, like, because like our Communist Party at that time, they wanted to like destroy all the old buildings, like the hundreds-year-old buildings, and to build like new USSR style building in that town. And then actually that comrade, the police comrade Kazik, was the one who fought against the Communist Party about like, and he tried to help preserve the beautiful town. That, like, I just went there a few days ago. It's so beautiful. And then like, and then we have statue of him on that town. And he stayed in Vietnam until he died in the late 90s. So we all love him, and like we have statue of him, big statue, and then so like we will forever remember what he did for us. And like even like the Communist Party admit that they were wrong. Then he was right, and he fought against the Communist Party to preserve that beautiful ancient town. And we all feel so thankful for that.
Okay, I want to ask you about your Marxist education, because I saw your videos and you said that Marxist Leninism is teaching in your schools. Could you say something about this?
Yes, because like it came from actually Ho Chi Minh taught in the 60s. He, one of his speech, he said that like, in order to build a socialist society, we have to have socialist people with socialist manners and socialist values. And by that, it doesn't mean like we have to like indoctrinate our students like that. It's just like, well, again, if you want to have a socialist society, you have to have socialist people. It means that people who like value the society, value other people's like the interest and benefit, and then that's why like, yes, we've been teaching Marxism, Leninism, and Ho Chi Minh thought in every schools in Vietnam, since like primary school to university. So actually, since I was 6 years old, I learned about like short story of Ho Chi Minh and Marx and Lenin and then in like higher and higher went to university. I had to take part in like 4 Marxism classes and to learn about Marxism, Leninism, Ho Chi Minh thought, and the socialist path of the Communist Party of Vietnam. And yes, and I have to, every single student has to pass all 4 classes if they want to graduate from the university. So literally, every single student in Vietnam are like official joined Marxist.
Yes, it is very important what your country is doing, because Poland also was socialist. For me, Poland was socialist in the time of the 1948 to 1956. It was it is short period. After the 1956, we had the economic base for socialist, but our party started to not be socialist. We didn't have all this Marxist education in schools, and Polish people are one of the most anti-communist citizens of the socialist bloc. And in 1980s, it is Poles who started the counter-revolution, firstly in Poland, but this counter-revolution is also spreading like a virus and killed also the Soviet Union. So it's very important to socialist state have this ideology lessons for the people in the schools, because if not, watch what is happened in Poland and now the Polish people, because we don't have socialism, every day 300-400 Polish people died because of the coronavirus.
Oh my gosh, yes. So yeah, I mean that is why we follow Ho Chi Minh thought. I say like because generally speaking, Ho Chi Minh thought is just like the version of Marxism that is suitable for Vietnam. That's it. And Ho Chi Minh, one of the most important point of Ho Chi Minh thought is he focused on education a lot. It's like before we started to have education about socialism, about Marxism since back in the 50s when we still had the war against France and the USA. In the North Vietnam, we've been teaching children about Marxism, Leninism, and thanks to Ho Chi Minh, because like we believe that he believed that having like socialist people and a socialist education is way more important than like building a strong economy. So like he focused on education and on the people first, before our nation even gained independence and before like nation even have like a strong economy. Maybe so that's one of the reasons why Vietnam can still stay like as a Marxist nation to this day, because we've been educating people since like the 50s.
Okay, now I want to ask you a difficult question. What do you think, what can you say about the bourgeoisie which exists in Vietnam? Because Vietnam had relations with the capitalist countries, and also there are many things which are made in Vietnam, and we can buy this in the Western countries. For me, the Marxist which I appreciate the most is this Comrade Stalin, because when in 1920s we have the politique in the Soviet Union of the new political economy, which was the capitalism basic controlled by the Bolshevik party. Stalin, he said that we need to stop with this. We need to stop with the capitalism in the Soviet Union. He started the politic of the building socialism, and he made collectivization and stuff like this. Do you think that it is possible in Vietnam and also in China to make things like this, that the finish with the bourgeoisie which exists in your countries?
Yeah, it's a kind of actually a big problem in Vietnam right now. Like the capitalist class, the bourgeois class, yes, they are like, yeah, we have millionaires in Vietnam, and I really hate that. And I hope that the government has some plan for doing that or something like that. But here's the thing, like, to deal with that problem, to deal with the poverty gap, you know, the inequality gap between the rich and the poor in Vietnam. Actually, Vietnamese people is doing like we trying to bring up the poor to as like try to like and make them as equal as the rich class. Like we do not really oppress the rich class. We bring up the poor class to be equal to them. So such as like we have free healthcare for poor people. And then we also like for near poverty line people, we can buy like really cheap healthcare, like 70% off. It's so cheap, and then it can like pay off like up to like 70% of the healthcare fee. And then for like middle working class like me, I also have healthcare which can pay up to from like 50% to 80% of my healthcare fee. So yeah, like, and we don't care about the healthcare for rich people. We don't have any statistics to show like how like who fucking care about the bourgeois class. And I do believe that's a big problem too about the bourgeois class in Vietnam, that I don't know what to do actually. But here's the thing, at least one point that I can see in Vietnam, so like the Vietnam government, we do not let any corporation to control our party. They can't. We try to we are privatizing a lot in Vietnam right now. I kind of concerned about that actually. But the thing is, another thing is, I don't know what to say. I'll explain to you. Like the big corporation like Amazon in the USA, we don't have something like that in Vietnam, and then they have nothing to do with the Communist Party or something like that. And actually, nearly every month, there would be a couple of a governor and a CEO, a rich guy, who go to jail because they work together for corruption, and they are going to jail right now in Vietnam. Corruption is a big problem in Vietnam too, and related to a lot of the bourgeois capitalist class.
And what do you think about other countries like China and Korea, Democratic People Republic of the Korea?
Yeah. About China, I don't know much about what's going on inside over there, and I'm not trying to be act like an expert here. So actually, I don't know much about that to give my conclusion about what's going on over there. But the thing is, also, I am a dialectical materialist, so I will try to consider China as they did many bad things, and also they did many good things, such as at least in the pandemic, when all the rich countries in the world, they are holding vaccine for your own countries. Actually, China is having plan to distribute their vaccine to poor countries in Africa. So okay, that's a good thing that I admire them. And the thing that I don't like about them is again the kind of conflict between Vietnam and China in our our East Sea, our islands in the East Sea. That yes, we are opposed to that, we against it. But again, I see them. They did good thing and they did bad thing, and then I consider them as like that. And about North Korea, actually, a lot of Vietnamese people are on the side of North Korea compared to the South Korea, because we admire them because they dare to stand up against the USA and have their own independent country. And lots of Vietnamese communists consider South Korea as puppet government of the US. Just like the South of Vietnam in the 50s, actually, and we fought against that for 10 years and we won. We consider South Korea is a bunch of puppet government who don't even own their own land. In the meantime, North Korea, even though they are poor, they are under embargoes, but at least they still brave enough to stand up and fight against imperialism, and we admire them for that. So yeah.
But for you, if you which in this three country, Vietnam, Korea, and China, is the most socialist, and which is the less socialist?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. It depends on what aspect you're talking about. If you talk about maybe about the fighting against imperialism and capitalism, maybe the DPRK is the most here. They even end the embargo and then they close the border and they all Juche gang, maybe they are the most strictly follow the communism here. The one thing I don't like about them is they let the Kim family led their countries for decades. I don't even understand that. It's monarchism, the dynasty. Yes, yeah, it's very controversial. Okay, and I don't know. Talking about the economy, China is now having the strongest economy in these countries right now in the world. But about Vietnam, we're also doing pretty good. But I don't dare to say that we are the most socialist here. I don't have enough knowledge about other two countries to decide. Actually, Cuba also pretty good. Cuba, they also under the embargoes of the US for 47 years, and they still having trouble now. And but they still they are testing their fourth domestic COVID-19 vaccine already. So it's incredible. And they're famous for sending the doctors to the whole world to help out the poor countries. So it's pretty neat.
Okay. Do you know Bolesław Bierut?
No.
No. And Felix Dzierżyński?
Sounds familiar.
Yes, it was Paul. It was Paul who was the member of the Bolshevik Party, Polish Socialist Party, and the Bolshevik Party. And Felix Dzierżyński was the creator of the Police Politik in the time of the civil war in the Soviet Union. So he's the hero of the Soviet Union. He was the one guy who have a war with the counter-revolution, and he was the because before October Revolution we had many revolution which are fallen, and it's fallen because of the reaction of the bourgeoisie and other classes oppressive. And first revolution which won, it is the October Revolution, because of the Czeka, the police politik which are made by our Pole comrades, Felix Dzierżyński and Rosa Luxemburg, you know?
Yeah. Of course, I know about her.
Well, she was active in the German movement, but she was born in Poland.
Yeah.
So, what is your project for the future? Do you think that it is possible to build the new international communist movement? Because I started I had other channel in Polish to build the Polish Workers' Party. We construct our new party, Communist Polish Workers' Party, and it's my propaganda in Polish language is to promote the socialism and to build the party in Poland. Now I had a second channel in English to build the international relationship with the leftists from all the world. But it's very complicated for me because with people like you who are communist, I am agree, and it's very good for me that I can speak with you. But there are many leftists in the YouTube which they support imperialism. They all the time they don't want to fight with the bourgeoisie. They want to fight with the Soviet Union. Soviet Union don't exist anymore, but all the time they criticize the Soviet Union. Stalin said this, do that, and
it's so tired. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about. Here's the thing. My project in the future, my biggest dream is like to have all to raise the class consciousness in the international working class. It's very, very important to have them like deprogram themselves from the indoctrination of the anti-communist propaganda that they've been like teaching, they've been taught their whole life. That's very important. And like I show them the example of Vietnam as like a proof to them, like, hey, look at this. This is what actually it is. Communism is, or socialism is. So like, it's not that bad. And look at this, like, just look at what's going on right now in Vietnam and in countries like in the Europe and like in the US. You can see that even like the shitty socialism is still better than the best capitalism. Holy shit, Vietnam is not like you just say like high socialism stakes yet. We just got some baby step in the socialist path, and we already did a better job than like the best capitalists in the world, like the USA, UK, and yes, in France too. So like, look at this. It's like, it's time for you to reconsider about what you've been learning your whole life. And now,
Yes, but you know what in Poland they said about this. they said that all things which you can say. For example, you can say that Vietnam have a big success with struggle with the coronavirus, and it's true. But in Poland media, when they saw this, oh no, it's not true. It's communist propaganda.
I know that Vietnam is lying. Vietnam is lying.
All your arguments, they will not discuss with you. No, they are communist propaganda. That's all.
Yeah, I got it. At first, like they say that Vietnam is lying. Vietnam is not reporting the truth. But after like 1 year, they could not find any evidence to prove that we are lying. So now the newspapers such as like VOA or Reuters or fucking BBC, they're reporting like, oh, Vietnam succeeded because we are authoritarian, we are like dictator, and that's why we force people into quarantine, blah blah. Like, I am speechless. Can't even say anything about this. Holy shit! They act like Vietnam like send military to all houses and force them to quarantine when we all hated quarantine. Like, actually, we don't. Actually, a lot of us even like, of course, we don't like being in quarantine, of course. But like, if we have to do that, okay, we'll happily do it because we care about other people too. We care about vulnerable people, and then we do not have to pay anything for the quarantine. So just consider it as like a vacation trip for 2 or 3 weeks, and then like just rest, and then go out, and then that's it. Because everything is free. I don't even know how to fight against it. It's so ridiculous that like it's so frustrated too.
And you know, in Polish, they use many of the arguments of the anti-communist propaganda, but that is the socialist country are poor, that there are shortage of the many things, they are not liberty of the parole and freedom of speech and stuff like this. But the most popular argument, they said, the communist is the most dangerous totalitarian ideology who kills hundreds of millions of people in the world. And when they said me, I see, I respond that I didn't kill anybody in my life. But they said, you didn't kill because your party is not in the power. So you or comrades, which you know, how many people you are killed?
Oh, let me tell you. I can tell you how many people how many people in Vietnam were killed by capitalism. In the Vietnam War, about nearly 2 million of Vietnamese people died because of the USA. They bombed us to the Stone Age. And the amount of bomb in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia is like 3.5 times higher than the total bomb that got dropped in Europe in the whole World War II. It's 7.5 million tons of bombs. And like we also got sprayed like about 80 million liters of toxins on Vietnam during like the Vietnam War. And until now, Vietnam have 4 million, over than that, but about 4 million victims of Agent Orange. It's a huge problem of Vietnam we have to deal with. And of course, there's no fucking compensation from the USA. They didn't even admit it. We are suing the 14 companies in the USA right now for like making and supporting and supplying Agent Orange toxin to the U.S. government in the Vietnam. We are suing right now. Actually, a court in Paris, every in Paris is now hearing the case from a Vietnamese woman who is like on behalf. She's on behalf of the 4 million Agent Orange victims in Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia to sue the 14 countries. I have to read more information about that, what's going on actually. The hearing started about like last week or something like that. As yes, capitalism kills millions people in Vietnam, and Vietnamese were all we did. We follow communism to save our nation and save our country, and I guess that they all believe in the Black Book of Communism. And you can show that even the guy who wrote the Black Book of Communism was a Nazi, and later he even admitted that he made up all the numbers in that book. It was a fucking lie, a huge lie. It's so absurd.
No, he was not a Nazi. He was a Maoist when he was student. He was young and he was Maoist. He protested in the 1968 movement, but all his life he was anti-Sovietic. So in this time, Maoists are anti-Sovietic, so he started to be anti-Soviet Maoist. But after this, he continued to be anti-Sovietic, but he quit the Maoist, and after he became anti-Russian, anti-communist, and all this author because the black book of the communism, it's written by the French authors and the authors from all the world, all socialist countries. But the main important are the people from the France, and all these people are the people who became they started the activity like leftists anti-Sovietic. And I know many people in the YouTube, for example, Vosh. I don't know if you know him. So they hate Soviet Union, and 20 years later they became the work to the CIA officially to make stuff like this. But now he's Nazi. We can say that he don't say, but he. So tell me, or tell the viewers from Poland, why we need what can we find in your channel? Because I think that in your channel there are many interesting things for the leftists from the Western countries. I don't think that Poland is the Western countries. I think that Poland is the colony of the Western countries, but mentally we are Western. So yes. What can we find in your channel?
Yeah, my channel I kind of have a lot of topics. I teach you how to cook Vietnamese food if you want some relaxed and cook Vietnamese food from a real Vietnamese chef like me. I always have traditional version and vegan version. So if you're vegan, please check my kitchen out. And also I do traveling videos. If you want to know, especially in the pandemic, you're in lockdown, you want to know how to travel in Vietnam from a Vietnamese perspective, and then the authentic views of Vietnam. That is not the advertising from some tourism company or something. That is authentic view about Vietnam. And also and I talk about the history of Vietnam also, and then also the politics. Actually, now I'm doing a video where I translate the 13th Congress of the Communist Party of Vietnam. It's very interesting stuff. So to make you understand how a Communist Party actually works and run a country in this capitalist hellhole, and that's the inside look into what's actually going on over here. And yeah, that's it. I hope that you will like my channel. Please go check it out. It is Luna Ơi. It just means "Hey Luna" in Vietnamese, actually.
Because I didn't know what is this "Oi."
Oh, it's so hey Luna.
Hey Luna. Okay.
Yeah.
And Luna, it's your name because Luna it is moon.
Yeah, my name is that's my name in like because I chose a name like years ago when I still work in it sounds a little bit like my real name in Vietnamese actually. And then like I work in a lot of like international companies in Vietnam years ago, and then I chose a name because I like it, and then people just keep calling me Luna, and then I started my channel as like that.
Oh, okay. So and you are in collaboration with the other channel, which the non-compete is also.
Yeah,
I am not agree with the anarchist things which are there, but there are many good movies about the critique of the capitalism.
Yeah,
very good stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you, Comrade Luna, for for your interview. I hope that that you will inspire somebody in the Poland to become a true Marxist and collaborate with me, because it's or maybe he will go to Vietnam and
yeah, we welcome him. Please like go to Vietnam and like when the pandemic stop, or like have you got the vaccine, something like that. Thank you so much for having me in your channel and to let me have a chance to talk with police comrades. And this is my message to the police comrades is like this. I know that you've been like indoctrinated like by the propaganda, anti-communist propaganda. So like it is understandable your struggles that you have to deal with. What I want you to do is just like educate yourself and deprogram yourself and like question everything that you read on the capitalist newspapers and propaganda. And then like just here, look at Vietnam as an example of the actual post-revolutionary society, that how we fight against capitalism, imperialism, and then look at Vietnam as who we really are. I don't want you to like totally anti-Vietnam, or like I also don't want you to worship Vietnam. We had many achievements, we had many success in the past, and maybe will be in the future, but we also made many mistakes. And I hope that you can learn lessons from Vietnam about like communism, about socialism, about how actually like run a society in this capitalist hellhole. And please stay strong and stay safe during this pandemic, and I hope the best for you.
And best for you also. So bye, comrade, and one more time, thank you for your how to say for your talk.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much for having me. It's a very nice talk and interesting. Like here's the thing, like again, we don't need to agree 100% with each other to work with each other. That's what I believe. Like we are all human, we have our own thoughts. So like I'm very happy. So like you said, like you like disagree with EJ about a lot of stuff. Me too. Tell me about that. I'm still Marxist-Leninist and he's still anarchist. But like we still like put aside all the disagreement, you know, to work on maybe to listen to each other and to work with each other to fight the priority. Enemy is now the enemy now is the capitalism. So that's what I want to say. Like, okay, we can argue with each other about like how to run a society after having revolution, but first you have to have a revolution first, okay? And you cannot do that just on your own. You need the help from your comrades too. So please put aside the less priority problems, disagreement, to work and to gain the priority, like the most like you know like dangerous enemies now is capitalism, fascism. We have to unite together and fight against that. It's very important.
I think the AJ is the most kind anarchist which I know.
So. At least yes, because if he's not kind, I will kick in his ass.
So say him hi, the my part, because before I watched his channel, but I think yes, on one more time anarchist channel in YouTube. But after I find you, and oh yes, it's the first YouTube channel from the socialist countries, and all these things which you have about the dialectical materialism and stuff like this. The leftists from the Western countries, they don't understand, because they when they are starting to learn the Marxism, they know few books, and that's all. But they don't read all this classic, the Marxist, Engels, Lenin. No, they.
So it's very rare, right? Like I received an official education about Marxism and Leninism.
Yes. So you are professor who can who can teach, and if I can say you something that in your channel, I am not interested in the Vietnamese food or stuff like this. I am interested in your Marxist education, which you had in school. So made more films, videos about this.
I am making a new video like this week, maybe today or tomorrow. And also, you will love this. I am translating my Marxism textbooks in university.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I watch your.
It's gonna be free ebook, so you all can just like take it and translate to your own language. That's my dream. Like we all will like receive the kind of the same education that I received in Vietnam. You see how different it is, and then I hope that it can help.
Yes. I it's the most important that you know, in the propaganda, anti-communist propaganda, anti-Sovietic propaganda, all the time they show the people like Brezhnev or Gorbachev, that is this old guy, boring, and people don't want to listen what they want to. And you it's not many women who speak about Marxism, and it is when it is woman, she's always old, and you are not. You have you are different than in the textbook for the anti-communist propaganda. People like you don't exist. So.
There are millions of Lunas like me in Vietnam.
No, yes.
Pick up. I'm just one of them.
So thank you one more time, and greetings, all the best.
Bye. Thank you for having me.